Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious bourbon pecan pie. Just in time for the holiday baking season coming around the corner. And y'all, this is a delicious pie. It sure is good. And it's easy too. Alright, so we're going to get started on this pie. Now, pecan pie is one of my favorite pies. I'm more of a custard type pie person other than a fruit. I do like an apple pie, but pecan pie is one of my favorites. And y'all, this is going to be so good. Now, I'm just using a refrigerated pie crust. I'm using the Pillsbury kind. And y'all, I make pie crust quite a bit, but honestly, when it comes to making pies most of the time, I just use these. They're just as good in my book. If you want to make your own, go ahead. If you want to make a homemade one, go right ahead. Use any kind you want, but that's what I'm using. It's a 9-inch pie crust. And I got it here already down into my pie, my cute little pie dish. Y'all, I've had this, I think my mommy bought me this at a Goodwill. Mom used to buy me all kinds of stuff. I got bowls that mommy has bought me, and she knew that I liked bowls and stuff, and what she did. So I guess I took that out of her, and so what I just do is I just press it up all the way. You don't have to be fancy looking. You don't have to do, because this is kind of a pretty pie dish. This has already got waves in it. And I'm not going to make this look fancy because honestly, because time you pour the filling in, it's going to come up, and then I might try to do a little bit of something or another around the edges, but it doesn't have to be any kind of fancy looking. If you want to do it fancy looking, right here's how I've always done it. I pinch, if you pinch like this and take your finger around the edges, it'll give it that kind of a scalloped edge if you want to do that. See? That's it. So I'm going to get my stuff together and we'll start with the filling, because all this, once you get it all together, you just pour it in the shell and throw it in the oven. All right, now it's time for the filling for the pie. There's 3 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter in my bowl already. And I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar. Y'all tell me what's your favorite pie. I already told you mine. Mine is this. I like chocolate pie too, homemade. I love butterscotch. But like I said, I'm not much of a fruit pie person. And I'm going to add 3 eggs, large eggs. And I use fresh eggs. Whenever I can get them, I use farm fresh eggs. So you just want to stir that together. And I'm doing a 1/2 cup of honey. I'm not using Karo syrup. Some people use dark Karo syrup. I'm using honey. You can use syrup if you want. Honey's better for you actually than corn syrup. So I'm using it for this. It'll work the same. Molasses is a good substitute, and it's a 1/2 cup. But I am using honey, and it's still gonna be good. And I'm using 3 tablespoons of bourbon. This is good bourbon. I use Jim Beam, Kentucky, y'all. And the alcohol does evaporate out. It just makes it good. Have a good flavor, so you don't have to worry about that. It does evaporate out, and you can smell it. If you want to leave the bourbon out, just put in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Good vanilla though, it needs to be a good vanilla extract. And you want to give that a stir. You don't even need the mixer for this. Y'all, look how pretty it looks. And last but not least, the star of the show is the pecans. I'm using Priester's fancy pecan halves. These are halves, not pieces. And I'll put their link down if you want holiday baking time, y'all. So I like theirs because to me, I think they're the freshest tasting ones. 1.5 cups of pecan halves. One. I'm just gonna eyeball it. And you know, when this bakes, these float to the top, kinda. So, halves. Alrighty. Y'all, it smells good. Smells so good. Now, all right, we got it all in there. And I did not pre-bake this, so I don't know if I said that a while ago, but this is not pre-baked. You don't have to pre-bake it. And you don't have to poke any holes in it or anything. So you're just going to pour your filling into your pie shell. And it goes, get it all out. Every last bit of it. You could make this chocolate if you want. Take about 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips and just put it in with the filling. And they'll melt right with the pie. So you can make this chocolate if you wanted to. All right. Now, you want to bake this. You're going to preheat your oven to 375. Mine already is. You want to bake it for 10 minutes on a cookie sheet. You need to put it on a heavy-duty cookie sheet. After 10 minutes, you're going to put the temperature of the oven down to 350. And you're going to bake it for about 25 more minutes after you reduce the heat down until the pie is set. Don't overbake it. Even if the pie is still a little jiggly in the middle, once you take it out, you're going to cool it on a wire rack and it'll cool off and it'll still set without being too dry or overbaked. So just make sure that you don't overbake it. All right, so in the oven it goes. When it comes out, it'll be some good pie, y'all. All right, the pie is done. And I'm going to let it cool down completely. As you can see, the middle is still a little jiggly. You can see it jiggle just a little. But it's done, and it will continue to set up as it cools off. All right, it's taste testing time for this here pecan pie. Y'all, it's delicious. Those big hunks of pecans, y'all. Priesters has a sale going on now. It ends the 26th. Today is the 25th of October, but I'm going to put their link down with this video. They have a lot of their pecans 50% off. There's a select sale today. And I know one of their 5-pound bags are on sale half off, which is a great deal. You can't beat that for your fall baking. So I'm going to put their link where you can get in on Priester's half off sale today. It ends tomorrow. And I'm about to post this video. So go check it out and get in on it before it ends. But y'all, this is so good. And I'm having mine with some coffee. Y'all, as much as I love my tea, and I'm a tea drinker, y'all know that, y'all, sweet tea. I'm a coffee drinker too. I love coffee. I drink about a cup a day. I do decaf, but y'all, I love coffee. But it's perfect with this pie. And like I said in the video, if you wanted to make this chocolate, go ahead, put about a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips in there. It'll melt right with it. I'm definitely gonna be making this again, and I will be making it a chocolate one next time. You can double this recipe if you want it a little thicker. You can. It would still fit down into this deep dish. It's a deep dish pie pan. So you want to double it and you want a little thicker pie, you can do that, y'all. But this is good. You have to make this. And like I said before, the bourbon, the alcohol evaporates out. It's totally optional. We're not drinkers, but I do love to bake in bourbon. I think bourbon makes a difference in so many baked goods, especially pies and cakes. And the flavor is so good, and it's it really does set this off. I first had this pie in North Carolina, in Boone, North Carolina, at Willie Brooks Barbecue. So my friend Kathy Garrett gave me this recipe, and y'all, it is good. And I did use honey instead of dark Karo syrup. I cannot tell the difference. Honey is actually a little better for you than dark corn syrup, to be honest with you. And y'all, the honey, I think, set it off. To me, it's good. It's a hit. It's a 10 out of 10, as Kenzie says. So I hope y'all make it. If you do, you let me know. You tag me with the @ Mountain Cooking with Missy. And take a picture of your food, y'all. I love it when you post pictures. I love it when you tag me. It just tickles me pink to see that you're sharing and that you're making the recipes. So happy fall baking, everybody. So thank you for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where it's nothing fancy, just good eating. Bye, guys.